Hey folks, it's Ridgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Boulder Canyon. I am just racing down here to get the last of that corn out that I was unloading at the end of the last episode. And then I will go and get that mower going again. I haven't got that one going yet. I did go and have a look to see if I could find any other front-mounted mowers. And there are sort of a few around, but most of them are that size that we've got over there, or slightly bigger, looking along the lines of the Class 1 that we've got in the DLC. So there's nothing sort of standing out at the moment. If you remember, we had a look at the Class 1 in DLC in here, mowers, over here. We've got that one at 3.1. The one we're using at the moment, which is that one, is 3.2 meters wide. And there's that one at 3.6 meters wide, and that's about it. Now, this one over here, though, this is 5 meters wide. Unfortunately, this goes on the E303. It doesn't go on the tractor, but interestingly, I've seen some pictures of some mods. I couldn't see one for FS19. I didn't really have time to look very much, unfortunately. But I did see some pictures of mods that had something like that on the front of a tractor. And it was 4, maybe 5 meters wide. Now, if we could get something like that that actually goes on the front of a tractor, because there was a frame that went onto the tractor. You've got, I think it's under foragers, actually. No, it's not under foragers. Back. Maybe it's under harvesters. Might be under mowers. You never know. No, it's not under harvesters. Trucks, sugarcane, animals, mowers. Yes, right there. So, this one, like, it looked like on the tractor, on the pictures that I seen, there was like a frame like that went on the front of the tractor, and that frame had these hooks and stuff on it, and then you could hook it onto that. So, it would go on there, and then we'd be able to use it. I don't want to use this because, I mean, yes, it does have a hitch on it, but it's not a PTO one, or I don't think it's supposed to be a PTO one anyway, so you wouldn't want to put a baler on the back of that. But I like the idea of that. So that header, if I can find a mod that has that type of header on it, that would be absolutely brilliant. So it's something, it looked like that. It looked a lot like that, and it was on the front of a tractor, and it also had 2 other ones that were out behind it, out each side. Even though this was quite wide, it still had more out beside it. And I've seen other ones being used on whole crop, although I think that was FS19. They were doing something similar. Oops, I'm going to go back over to there. They were doing something similar. They were using a similar kind of mod. So, there is something out there. But whether or not it's actually for FS19, I don't yet know. But that's the kind of thing that I'm thinking along the lines of. And if I can find such a beastie, it would be absolutely brilliant. It would work. It would go really, really nicely with what we've got here. Now, if I go there and then press H like that. So the mower would just carry on. It would do exactly what we do here, except that we could have a 5-meter mower on the front of the tractor, moving up and down the field, which means that that would all then be going into the bale. So you'd have much less of a chance of the bale up there, when it's dumped off by the baler, actually being in the way of the mower and causing us any issues. Because that's one of the biggest problems that we have with this whole system that we have here. Also, it is a little bit slow. There's no denying that it is a little bit slow. I want to go back to this one. So if we could work around that, that would be absolutely fantastic. So I will see if I can find one. Anybody who is familiar with mods, who follows the mod sites, if you've seen anything along those lines, then do drop a link into the comment section. That would be hugely appreciated, or post it onto our Discord. If you're not familiar with the Discord, there is a link to it in the description down below. It's a link to another video. Don't worry, go to that video, and then there'll be a link to the actual Discord in that video. It's just so that if I ever have to update it, I've only got to update it once rather than thousands of times, which is a tedious task. Trust me, I've had to do other things on all of the videos, and it's tedious, to say the least. Very, very, very tedious. So yes, if I could get something like that to work, and I could get a wider front-mounted mower along those lines, then excellent. That would be fantastic. That's what we will go for. We will start using that when we've got our new field, especially. We'll be able to go backwards and forwards across there. I think that we'll end up doing one more harvest on the grass field that we've got, and then we will be moving, we should by that point then be on to our new field, the new bigger field. But I do think that we'll still end getting one more harvest before I get all those trees down, because there's a lot of trees there, isn't there? There are quite a large number of trees there. Right, I'm going to leave you there where you are. You are doing a wonderful job, so I can go... I can leave that one going as well, and we're going to go over to this one. We're going to start up our silent electric tractor, and I'm going to head down the hill. I'm going to start gathering up some of these bales. We've got one down. The one right down the bottom is a bale of hay, so we can wrap it, I think, or at least we used to be able to wrap them. We might not be able to wrap it anymore. I don't want to wrap it anyway. I want to keep that as a bale of hay, and then I'll keep it for the sheep. They may not appreciate it, but they do need it. They are going to need it eventually, even if they don't need it right now. So we'll make sure that one is reserved for them. I'm going to come down here to you. And I was considering not doing a round around the outside with the rake on the straw and just like going straight into it, but I don't think I'll do that. I think I will do a pass around the outside. I think I'll actually do 2 passes around the outside, and then we will be able to set the hired help going on the rest of the rake work in the middle, and we can go chasing after it with the baler. So I can go round. I could probably do twice around the edge, because I don't think we're going to be able to get 3 combine passes up with the rake anymore. I think that's now a thing of the past because of the slightly wider header. I think that the rake we've got is not going to be able to cope with that. I also believe that this tractor really, really does struggle with the hill here. So we'll get him up to the top of the hill, just up to the top over there, and then we can park him up and just wait for a few bales to accumulate here. We'll wing it backwards and forwards like this. We'll do what's it called? Is it switchbacks? Switchbacks, I think, something like that. I'm sure it's switchbacks. Anyway, whatever it is, that's what we're doing. We're going to bring this one up here. I will go and catch that bale out of there, because that one is just about done. So I should be able to grab that one now. Yeah, there he is. And look at that. It's dropped off perfectly. So we will grab that one, we'll wrap that one up, and then we can park this one up for a minute and leave it where it is. There we go. It is great that we don't have this whole issue with the grass piling up anymore, now that we've figured out the whole collision issue that was causing it, which means that we no longer have to worry about it sort of getting hung up and piling up onto the grass. The only thing we've got to worry about is the bales, and if we can get a bigger baler, a bigger mower, sorry, then we're not going to need to worry about that either. That's going to be another thing that's going to be taken care of. Now, what I'm thinking I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this trailer, I'm going to bring this one down around over here, and I'm going to park it up somewhere. Okay. I was going to park it up on a headland somewhere, but I don't think I will. I think I'll just bring it down over here so it's slightly out of the way of the edge. And we can then go and get the rake and we can make a start. Right, that's not going to be in the way there. I get the rake onto this one, and we can at least make a start going around the edge of the field. And we'll be able to see if we are able to get 3 lots of straw up at once or not. Oh yeah, I put it over here. We were having trouble with it. It was kind of like it was doing that really weird, overly heavy sort of maneuver thing, wasn't it? Like we had once we had the plow fall off of the trailer for the truck that we use for our deliveries from the machinery store, and the plow fell off of that one, and then the plow did the same thing. I'd never seen that before, and most of you said that you hadn't seen it before either. It was a very weird thing. But it was fine when I came back. Oh, looks like we might get 3, just. It was fine when I came back in the next time, when I started playing again. So it did appear to just be a one-off, and that was it. But it was a very, very weird one-off. I'd never seen that before. And it was almost definitely something to do with the fact that the trailer had locked the machine onto the trailer, and then it was moved off of the trailer. And the game obviously thought that it was still attached to the trailer, or the weighting of it was still attached to the trailer, or something. I don't quite know, but there was definitely something a bit hinky going on with it. Yeah, we're just a bit of a mess of lines up here. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep it exactly right for 3 lines down through here. It's right on the outer limit of what we can do. Look at that. It's the absolute outside edge of both sides of it. So if I start to drift either there, I've drifted a little bit. I'm going to leave that bit of straw. I'm not going to worry, but I'm not going to go back and get it. I may end up getting it with the baler at some point, but probably not. We'll probably end up just cultivating that back in. Right. Less pressure on me now, but obviously I've still got to go around the rest of the fields. Don't know if I'm going to be able to do this with and actually gather everything up. I'm definitely not going to be able to do it going around this corner, because it'll go out too far, right out onto that corner, but then it leaves too much in there. It's just not wide enough. It's not a possibility. Let's turn that one around there like that. There, and on we go again. Seems to be a little bit narrower right here. I don't know if that's because we were turning a slight corner or something like that as we were coming down through, maybe? There's a possibility of that. I just, like, as I'm going along, I keep getting this feeling I'm going to... There, I've missed one tiny bit there. If it's right on the end of the field, like this, then I can go and pick it up again. But it's not all going to be on the end of the field, is it? Some of it is going to be less convenient than that. It'll probably be alright. I tend to get concerned about these things. I set myself a challenge to see if I can do it, and then... that's it. That is the be all and end all. Although, see, once you get onto a corner, if you're on a sweeping corner, it's much closer together, because the way the mod turns out on the corners. Right here, I'm not going to be able to do it. We're going to have to leave that bit out there, and then we'll come in and around, and then try and pick it back up again, like that. There we go. So the corners are a bit of a mess. The rest of it, other than a bit going down that long straight, pretty much got all of it exactly as we would want, which is a good thing. That is a good thing. So I'm not going to... Well, I will start doing the second round. We can make a start on doing that, because what we'll do... Let's bring that right up to here. What we'll do with the second round is I will only go around the bits that I've combined so far. On the main field, and then we'll have a little bit left over at the end, and then bring you out like that. So again, it's the corner that's going to be the problem here, like that, and then straighten that up a little bit there, and lift. Right, so I'll leave this bit over here. We've got 76% in the combine, so I'll bring you over here like this. You can just stop there a minute, and I will unhitch that one right where it is. I'll go and get this trailer, and we will unload that combine. What I'll also do is I'll unload the combine completely, and then I'll go and tip the trailer out, and then we can come back and we can start work on another round on the field. We'll have done a little bit more by that point as well. We'll have gotten a little bit more harvested, a little bit more cut, and everything will be looking a little bit more tickety-boo. What'll be like over there? He's actually stuck. Yeah, helper J is blocked by an object. I'm gonna unload part of it, and then we'll go and unstick him. He's gone and got a bale stuck under him again. That's what he's done. I guarantee it. He's sitting on top of a bale at the moment, and this is why we want the wider header. The wider header, the wider mower on the front. The wider mower is going to make a significant difference on that. Right, I'm going to leave it like that. We'll go up this way, and then we can go and unload a little bit more in a minute. But before I do that, I will go over to you and just shake my head. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. That's all I can say here is I'm not angry. Okay? I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. I thought that you were better than this. But obviously I was wrong. Obviously you don't have the mental capacity, the fortitude to be able to do what is expected of you. We will find a different job for you, and we'll put someone else on the tractor. That's all there is to it. So, yes, you take my disappointment, and you can go and shovel out the sheep over there. You can go and do some work on them. I think they need to be tailed and de-dagged as well. It's a lovely job in this baking hot weather, standing over a stinking sheep's hind end and trimming off all of the muck around its tail. Perfect job for you, and you won't be able to destroy, you know, $150,000 worth of machinery while you're doing it. So you go on with that, and we will entrust a new worker with this job right here. There she is. There is our new worker. She is doing this job. Actually, I want to just nudge that over a little bit. That's not the fault of the worker, that's the fault of me. I'm running out of workers to send off to go and de-dag sheep, so we're going to have to just let her carry on with this. She's back again. Managed to change, actually, yeah, she's managed to change her t-shirt and have a haircut in the time it took us to adjust the tractor. That's pretty impressive, I've got to say. Like, the t-shirt, fair enough. Well, not t-shirt, shirt. Fair enough, but having a haircut in that space of time, that's particularly impressive. I've got to say, I'm quite impressed with the speed at which you managed to get your haircut. Let's move back over this way, and we... Oops. Let's keep the tractor running, shall we? It's a lot better. It does tend to move forward a little bit better if you can keep the engine running. Let's run down underneath the spout again, and we're up to 62% full on the combine. I don't know what that translates to. Oh, 3,000 and something. So we get a reasonable amount in the trailer. We will run that back and we will tip it out, and then we can go and hook on our rake again, and we can carry on doing our raking. We will go right the way round on the second round, and you can see right there, there is a bit that... It's my moment of shame right there. My moment of bitter, bitter shame. Where I missed a little tiny bit on that bit right there. But, yeah, we'll have to live with that. Right, we'll run down here. Straight in and tip out. And I can get that one on. Most of the way around, we should be alright. And, like, though there's a couple little tiny specks of straw over there. I'm thinking I'll probably just leave those bits of straw. Because that way I get to go for another 3 runs of straw down the field. Although whether I want to do that, I don't really know. I think I do. I'm pretty sure that's what I'd like to do. But it's sort of thing, like, I'll go past there, and it is going to pain me to leave that little tiny little bit of straw, those flecks of straw just over there. It is actually going to physically pain me to drive past those and leave them. We'll have to just go and get them with a baler. We'll have to console ourselves with a little promise to ourselves that we will get them with the baler, and therefore it will be fine. I'm going to leave that trailer there, because I think that's going to be roughly where I'm going to need it. The combine will come up, turn around and go back this time. But whether it will do that again, I'm just going to watch it here. I'm pretty sure it will. But what it will do the next run, I'm not quite sure. It may go all the way to the top of the field. Does eventually. When it starts going around the curve like that, eventually it reaches point. Because we're not using standard hired help. We're using the up and down mode on the AI vehicle extension. So when it's not too steep a turn for it, it will actually come up and it will go all the way to the top end of the field. But whether it's going to do that this time... Let's back up a little bit and have a look. It might go all the way to the top of the field on the next run. It might. I still don't know. We'll keep an eye on it as we run back down through here. We'll grab this one, and we will start doing our work with this one. There we go. Let's grab you and start you up straight away like that. And this one, immediately we're going to need to move out. But then we were expecting that up here because of the phenomenal mess that is up here. But that's to be expected. You would expect something like that. And then bring you round like that. There, it's just scooped in that corner. And then if I bring that down this way, and I run down the middle of those 3 lines there. Am I going to be able to keep this with those 3 lines? Just. It is just doing it. Literally only just, though. It is not easy, trust me. I mean, well, actually, it is fairly easy. I'm not having to adjust very much. I'm just very, very light taps on the keyboard, adjusting it one way or the other, as I think I need to. I probably don't even need to do that. I'm probably overthinking this by a huge, huge margin, and I don't need to do that at all. But I am going to do that so that I get all of it, like that. And then I'm going to spin round here, and then I will come over to this bit, and we will start right there, like that. And start running along here. So I'm going to be a bit more relaxed about this. We've got more bits sort of sticking out. So long as I get... I'll just worry about the 2 runs. We're not going to be picking up the ends of the lines of straw there. This is about it, actually. That's about as far as we're going to go for a minute. So we're just going to shut that one off. And the combine is indeed going on all the way up. It sort of curves around nicely to make sure that it gets all of that. But it's doing an excellent job. So we're not really going to need to worry about the rest of the field until the combine is finished all the way up here. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave that one going there. I'll go back to you. You are doing just fine. We'll do a bit more wrapping in a sec. But I want to go back to you. Start you up again. And I'm going to leave the rake right there like that. And I'm going to go and get that trailer hooked on so that one is ready to go. We may need to nurse the combine just down there on that bit because it's such a narrow point. So we might need to help the combine out just on that little bit there in a minute. So we go running up through here. I grab you, and then we'll watch that combine run down. What's he on? He's on 36%. So we're not going to need to chase the combine just yet to go and get the grain. We'll be able to do that. We'll let it come back up, and we'll do another pass on it. You are... As long as that bale comes out right... Just make sure this bale doesn't do anything stupid, like flop in the way. Because it does sometimes, doesn't it? And the great thing about having a wider mower is that we're going to be much, much less likely to have that happening with the whole bale getting in the way. But more importantly... To my mind, much better aspect of it is not going to be the bales flopping in the way that it causes trouble. It's the fact that we'll be able to do it that little bit faster. It's just that little tiny bit faster that we will be able to run things. And that's the bit that I'm really looking forward to. If I can get the mower that I've described. I mean, I have seriously considered putting 3 mowers together on the front links of the tractor. I mean, we could put 3 mowers together on the back links of the tractor, but unfortunately hired help doesn't work with reverse drive. Or at least it didn't used to. I don't know, maybe hired help does work with reverse drive now. Does it? I haven't actually tried it. I'll be honest, I haven't actually tried reverse drive lately, so I don't know if hired help actually copes with it or not. If it does do it... Then we could just get although we need a reverse drive capable tractor, and those are fewer and further between. Well, he's got an invisible little bit of grain right there he's going to pick up, and then he's going to stop. Yeah, I thought he might. Right, we will run up here and put that one back into the crop right there. Like that. Go on, off you go. I'm just wondering whether I should go and watch that one, or... No, we're going to watch this one, because this is the first time we've had this combine, so we'll watch this one for a bit. FS19, we used to have this combine a few times, but not now in this one. What was I saying? Oh, there was something I was thinking of, I wanted to look at. Oh, yeah, the mowers, the reverse drive. We could do it more sensibly with reverse drive. Reverse drive would actually work. That would be a thing. What case tractor have I got? I've got the Puma right there. So that one, it just attaches the front loader. So does that one. Valtra. The Valtra is equipped with reverse drive. It is a 210 horsepower base model. That's a 225. That one has an engine that goes up to 270. That one there has an engine. It goes up to 250. So we're not far off. We would be able to do it. It's just the money that would be involved with it. And I don't think there are any others at this low range that will be able to go backwards. We've got front loaders on these. This vehicle is equipped with reverse drive. I thought that Fence could do reverse drive, but maybe the 700 is a model that doesn't have that on it. And then you've got the class Axion, Deutz, the good old Lamborghini. That is a prize one right there. Valtra Cow Edition, well, yeah, those don't make any difference. So we're looking into the large tractors. We're moving up by quite a long way. Those there, none of them are saying anything about reverse drive. But the Fence, right, the 900 does, but the 700 in the lower range, that doesn't. So we're looking at well over $250,000 and a 305 horsepower tractor before we can reach Fendt with reverse drive. And then obviously you got the Valtra as well with reverse drive. Case, none of them do. The 1000, that one doesn't have it. Right, so the Fendt 900 is reverse. The Valtra S series is reverse drive as well. And that's your limits on reverse drive. Technically, I suppose, if we were to go with something like the Optum here, go up to 300 horsepower, and you look at the difference between rear and front hydraulics. Normal practice, best practice, is not to put anything particularly heavy on the front links. Now, that they are able to take a substantial amount of machinery, but putting 3 mowers across on the front of a tractor would be a very unusual move. I've not yet been able to find a picture of any farmer doing that in real life. Reverse drive, yes. Doing it on reverse drive and doing it on the rear of the tractor, yes, I have seen that. But doing it on the front, because not only are you relying on that front hydraulic system to be able to handle all of that weight, and that is a huge amount of weight, you're also expecting the front wheels to be able to cope with that weight. Now, these at the back, right, that's a solid axle that goes across there, and like the whole frame, it's supporting it. You go onto there, and you got the whole frame just supporting that, and it's pulling down, and it's not putting weight on the front. On the front, you've got the drive system. You've got some drive system, but you've also got all the steering, right? And putting all of that weight down on here and then expecting the steering to be able to cope as normal, that's asking an awful lot of any tractor, and that's why you wouldn't do it. So, although I am very tempted to go into here and we just say, like, right, let's get the Novacat. There is actually a mod that was in the modding competition that is the Pottinger Novacat set, but they leave it all in a single windrow. That's the one that I would use, and it does work in reverse drive. Well, I think it does, and maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't, then that would mess up the whole thing. It would need to be able to put it all in a windrow. It wouldn't work if it doesn't put it in a windrow. So yeah, that would be a consideration, is it's got to be able to drop it into a windrow and go backwards, and I don't know if that would work. I'd have to see it, but I think it would be all right. No, of course it would, because those mowers don't turn round, do they? The mowers, they drive the same way as you hitch it up on the different side with the tractor. The mower itself is still going in the same direction. It's just that you take the tractor off and you drive round and you pick it up from the opposite side, and then you hook that one on, and that's how it works. So the mowers aren't going different ways. So it should still leave it in a windrow whilst it's hooked up onto the front of the tractor. Oops. Are we going to get down to the end and be full, or are we going to have to stop and pull out the crop? That's what I get for not paying attention to things. So, yeah, we've got those considerations to take on board as to whether or not this whole plan might work. But I can't do a triple mower, which is intended for reverse drive. I cannot go and put that on the front of the tractor. That's just not something that would happen. That's pushing it, I think. I don't think that we could go and do that, because essentially you're doing something that it just wouldn't happen, and we're supposed to be doing this reasonably realistically. Now, a wide mower that looks a bit like the header of the combine, that sort, I've seen those in real life on the front of tractors as well as being pulled behind tractors. So that would work. We could do that. That would actually be an option. But triple mowers on the front, because this has been suggested a few times here and there. The triple mowers on the front, no, we can't do that because we're trying to do things realistically. If it was unrealistic and it didn't matter, then yeah, sure, we go for it. But we can't do it unless somebody can find me a couple of pictures of farmers actually doing that in real life. I'm going to have to veto that idea before we even get started on it because, yeah, the massive amount of weight on the front hydraulics, on the steering, on the tractor, it's just not a viable option. It's just not going to do any good to anybody. Home, I think. Yeah, it is. It's home. You press the home key to get rid of the flashing beacons. And I bring you into here like this. Press H like that, and away he goes again. Right, we can leave that one going there. We're going to jump over and we're going to grab our tractor with our what do you call on there? Are you going to do that turn? Just want to make sure. He looks like he's going to do it. Right, we want to go and grab this one. Start up our silent electric tractor, and we can go and do a little bit of baling over here. A little bit of baling, a little bit of wrapping. We've got a couple of issues over there with the baler, but that's not any great hardship at all. He's just going to finish that up. We'll finish that in our next episode, because actually we have run out of time for today's episode. So if you've enjoyed it, then please hit down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.